there was a lot of stuff. It's getting a lot of heat. Some people are saying, has AEW gone too far? Exclamation point, question mark, question mark, question mark. No. All the people that are saying it's gone too far are the people saying, I miss the Attitude Era. Yeah, which part? Which part do you miss if it's not the violence?
I'm confused. Yeah.
Which part, huh?
They just want the bra and panties matches.
Right. Yeah, it's very telling. I think
they want to objectify women.
Yeah, it's very telling. No, it was fucking crazy. Honestly, let's hop into the main event because it was fucking insane.
Oh man.
Unsanctioned lights out steel cage match between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. Right out of the gate, Swerve was trying to decapitate Hangman with the cage.
Yeah. I think it's very funny when the announcers are like,
"They're gonna kill him!"
He's gonna try and decapitate him.
And it's going like this. It's like going this slow. They're like, "Oh my god, he's gonna kill him! He's gonna kill him!"
We don't deal with decapitation a lot in wrestling. I
don't think
so. This was fresh and exciting.
Fresh and new. It was fun. Dude, there were so many parts in this match where I visibly and audibly cringed. I was like, oh, like,
yeah.
Dude, the part with the cinder block specifically, like when he dropped, first of all, he dropped Hangman on it and it like the edge caught his back.
Like scraped his back.
Oh, I've done that before with like my hand, right? Like I'll move a cinder block and I'm like, fuck. But dude, I cannot even imagine. Yeah, and then Hangman did it to Swerve later, just fucking flat vertebrae, like, oh my god.
And like, it is a real, at least maybe gimmicked. I don't know the detail, but like it had weight to it. You could tell it absorbed his back
just from the scrape. If you had a gimmicked like cinder block or whatever, like even that is like, because you can rub your hand across a cinder block and be like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
Like that shit was, you can't fake that.
No, and just the way like Swerve like folded around the cinder block when he went down on it was just like, ugh.
There was a lot in this match. I think the in-ring storytelling was really good. Some people are in-ring storytelling, they just murdered each other. But there was a lot of little things that was like, it added up, and I think it helped with their performance. Like it was insane. And jumping towards the end here, if we want, well, even I don't even know where to go. Like halfway through, we had staples. Of course, the staple gun. We weren't expecting anything.
Staples from there.
That's another part. I audibly cringed. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
staple to the cheek.
There was a house call. It kicked his head into the steel cage.
Oh my god!
Vile, just absolutely vile. He took a piece of like charcoal from the burnt down house and was gonna use it, and then Swerve used it and just started like hammering it in on his head.
Dude, there was a part when Hangman was on the ground and fucking Swerve, he swung that arm. If Adam Page did not catch his arm, it would have like stabbed him. Like he fucking just went for it. Like he didn't slow down, he didn't stop, he just fucking went. And yeah, the charcoal, pictures of his family, like
stapled to
him.
There were so many points in this match where me and my friends were watching, and there were so many points where something crazy happens and they kick out. And it's like, what more are they going to do? Not even like in a kayfabed way, like, how the fuck do you get crazier than they've already gotten? We've drank another man's blood, like, at one point,
Yeah.
And he looks at Swerve and he's like, "I'm gonna embarrass you. Like, you're done." Pulls out his grill, throws it on the ground, just fucking disrespect. And then he pulls out a goddamn needle,
a syringe with some kind of substance in it. It was water, probably, but still.
Opens it and pops it in his mouth, and that shit is sticking in there. I don't know to what degree, again, a gimmicked needle likely, but it was something allowed for it to stick in his mouth. This man committed biological warfare on Swerve.
So that's number one. That's the first thing why the internet's in a frenzy. And number two, we had probably the most devastating chair shot to the head in 10 years. It was more devastating than the Jack Perry one. This shit was like insane.
And it sucks too because they cut the camera to the hard cam like right as he hit it.
Yeah.
So you can't really see the true impact of it.
But also,
you can imagine that was gimmicked to a degree.
It was because it didn't have the supporting bar on it, so it folded in on itself. But still, that shit was bent. He hit him. He followed through, and say what you will about chair shots to the head, like, and head damage and all that, and I do think there's a degree that you shouldn't take it to, but they obviously took some safety precautions here. Like,
I'm sure.
And I think it made sense with the story. Like, say, like, people will hate on it and say, oh, useless violence, but Hangman wants to destroy Swerve Strickland.
He wants to kill him.
He wants to fucking murder him. And that is what happened. And at the end, when they left the cage, Hangman walked up the ramp and was like questioning what he just did. His lip was quivering, and he like went to go back, and then he stopped himself, walked back, and then I saw another POV that wasn't shown in the pay-per-view, but after he like screamed and let out all his rage or whatever at the top of the ramp, he like was gonna walk through the babyface tunnel and stopped. And he stood there, and then he walked right through the heel tunnel. And like, dude, that little shit right there, absolutely fire.
There's your storytelling,
Right.
And also, you're gonna be like this is a rivalry that has gone on for almost a year. There is absolutely storytelling in all of this. There's you see through the violence, the photos, stapling the photos to him. The fucking. The thing with the from the house, like, just little things here and there that make up a story that has been brewing for such a long time. And yeah, man, we this made a lot of people uneasy. And I respect it if it's too far for some people. I like genuinely cringed at like those all the high points of the match, but I don't know. I appreciated it to a degree just because it's very outside of the box. When have you seen fucking hypodermic needles be used in a match? When have you like seen anything like that? It makes me like. When I think of thinking outside the box, it reminds me of that match. I think it was Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy when they were in a Hell in a Cell, and he like put the screwdriver through his gauge and like twisted it.
Yeah.
I think of that, and I appreciate the thinking outside of the box. And I also understand why people are saying it's too far. I didn't, as much as I cringed, I didn't mind it, and I also really didn't. Normally, I would have been upset that the ref like calls for the bell in an unsanctioned match. Or just the involvement of the ref in general, because there was like a part 2 where he was like telling Hangman to like not use a chair just so they could set him up for that lariat. So, but like I wasn't mad about the ref calling for the bell.
I wasn't either.
In my mind, I was like, he's like, okay, tranquilizer, like Novocaine. He's fucking like ODing him on an anesthetic. Like, some people were saying the fucking AIDS virus. Like,
gave him AIDS.
Oh my god, dude. I mean, and that's kind of nice that we don't know what was in it, because it allows for more people to speculate. We get some pretty insane takes out of it. I'd like to think it was probably like tranquilizer of some sort, just that like,
or just water. It was a clear substance.
Like,
but
I'm
you're talking in
kayfabe. Of course, it's fucking water. He's not gonna give him actual tranquilizer.
Well,
Yeah.
give him some Novocaine to numb the chair shot.
I mean, maybe.
Bro. Yeah, it was insane, and it proves that AEW, it's an alternative. It is an alternative. Like WWE currently, and even when they go to Netflix, you can think that, oh, they're gonna go to Netflix and just go unhinged. This shit's not gonna happen there, dude.
No, I don't, and I don't even think like when they go to Netflix, everyone's like they're gonna swear all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I do believe that like too much of something makes it not special.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think this pay-per-view specifically, I was actually thinking like I love blood in matches. I like support that they do it a lot, but they do it a lot. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I did notice, especially in this pay-per-view, like half of the matches, there was blood, and like, it's like the swearing. I remember the first time I heard swearing on AEW TV was like MJF promoing on Cody, and he was like, "Your shitty little lisp," and then, and I was like, they just say the shit word on TV, and then they started using it more and started using it more. I don't mind it, but now it doesn't have the punch that it does when it's like WWE starting to do it now, but I think they're, making it few and far between so that it has that punch. Like when Pat McAfee was like, "Dominic, you little piece of shit."
Yeah.
Or like, I remember there was one point in like 2020, it was like Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch, and Shayna Baszler was like in this super villain arc. She like took a bite out of Becky's like neck, and then like the next week she wasn't there. She was on the screen, and she was like, "Becky, I'm gonna tear your shit in," and I was like, "Whoa!"
Whoa, the shit word on WWE
in 2020, which is but I think this is why AEW is the alternative, because it like pushes those boundaries of like what's comfortable with some people, and you might scare some people off that way. Unfortunately, like
it's true.
Very honestly, this spot like probably turned a lot of people off to the product, and that's a very risky move. But again, AEW, I think now is less of a. Obviously, there's a competitive aspect to it, but I think it's less focused on being a competitor and more focused on bringing in like a diehard audience,
right?
Like that, and that's where I think. I mean, I'm there. I love AEW. So thank you guys so much for watching the video, and thank you for your continued support of the channel. We are going strong, and we are not stopping. So please leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss another upload, and please leave a comment, even if you didn't agree with what we were talking about. We love to get that conversation going, and we love the engagement. With that, we'll see you in the next one.